Hello everyone, welcome to Divinity Original Sin 2. Now, what is Divinity Original Sin 2, you might ask? Well, it's an RPG game with funny walking people, made by the critically acclaimed Larian Studios, who also made Baldur's Gate 3. Divinity Original Sin 2, Divinity for short for the sake of my mental stability throughout this video, is actually a very popular game, got a lot of reviews, as well as still being played a bunch. So, why am I making this video? Because I checked YouTube and there isn't a video explaining and giving an in-depth look at this game, or I couldn't find it. So I took this burden upon myself. In this video, you will find me talking about the details of this game, giving a few tips here and there since I'm some kind of an expert myself on this game, and some gameplay video. So, let's get started. Let us continue, and I will explain the game in detail. You play as a number of characters from 1 to 4, entirely dependent on your choice. You can have a single guy wreak havoc across the world, or
engage in jolly cooperation.
Tip number 1. Get all 4 characters for your first playthrough because every character has great quests of themselves. We have 6 of these. Losa, our beloved demon-infested singer. Ifan Benmezd, the cool-looking, deep-voiced assassin guy. Red Prince, a red lizard prince who had some questionable choices and thus was kicked from the kingdom of lizards. Beast, a dwarven pirate king or whatever, who arguably has the best dialogues in the game. Sibyl, a psychopathic and sadistic rogue elf, and by far the strongest character in the game, mysterious face-ripping Fane. You can also just create your own abomination of a character with a somewhat wide variety of customization options. You can be a human, an elf, a dwarf, a lizard, and undead versions of every one of them. Undead characters, like Fane, have somewhat different game mechanics like healing from poison. Now, off to... Divinity has numerous ways of playing the game, richly produced choices and consequences.
I'm so glad you've come. Are you here to... water my flowers?
And a pretty long playtime, 59 hours for the main quest and 153 hours for the 100% to be exact. Divinity is a turn-based game, but only in combat. Outside combat, it's an open-world RPG game. During the combat, movement, attacking, using skills, drinking, eating, dropping shit on people, summoning shit, all use action points, or AP. Each character has 4 AP as standard. This can be increased by some talents, like Lone Wolf, or be reduced by environmental effects or debuffs the enemy puts on you. There are many debuffs and buffs in this game. Most of them aim to make your life a tad harder, and some of them make it literal hell. Every character in the game has 6 attributes. Strength, which determines the physical damage of melee weapons and your carry weight and lets you lift heavier shit. Finesse determines the damage of elegant weapons like spears and daggers. Intelligence increases your magical damage of all types and lets you use better spells. Constitution, which gives more HP. Memory increases the number of abilities you can memorize. And lastly, Wits, which increases your critical chance, ability to detect traps and find hidden treasures, and Intuition, which determines who will get their turn first. There are 10 different skill types, 7 of them are magic, 2 different damage types, which are physical and magical, blocked by their respective armors, and 3 different physical damage types, those being melee, daggers, and ranged. The magic skills are pyrokinetic, fireballs and stuff, geomancy, oil and stuff, aerithurge, storms and stuff, hydrosophist, water and stuff, necromancer, dead people and stuff, polymorph, tentacles and stuff, and summoning. As you can see, the choices are a lot. And the thing is, you don't need to pick one and stick with it. You can choose to be a jack of all trades and just have everything at your disposal. Also, if you're not content with your character, just reset them entirely. There's complete freedom in how you want your character to be. You can also talk with animals in this game.
Oh, hey! Hey! I thought you might be Emmy. It's nice to see you. I think I love you.
I saw. They were stolen. The babies, the eggs, something took them.
Fresh meat. Nice.
In Divinity, you as a player can choose from 14 pre-made classes that kind of influences the way you play, regardless of if you choose a unique character or create your own. Each class has different starting skills and stats. Now, you don't actually need to choose from these presets, as you can create your own class. You can change the skills and stats to your liking. As I've said before, Divinity offers players a huge freedom of character creation. While creating your character, you will also choose a talent, which gives you a variety of in-game bonuses, and your character tags, like Barbarian or Mystic, which slightly changes the way you play, such as enabling unique dialogue options. Lastly, you can choose which fancy instrument will play when you mercilessly slaughter your enemy. Tip number 3. Always have a magic user in your party. Magic-based characters are absurdly strong and can easily carry battles just on their own. My usual setup is like so: a tanky melee dude with a shield up front to tank, a ranger with a crossbow to snipe important targets, and 2 magic users behind. If correctly used, every class can become absurdly strong, but without a doubt, the elementalists are the best. I usually choose Fane for this role, since his unique skill is easily the best suited for magic. If it's your first playthrough, I highly recommend having 2 magic users with split skill trees so they can get their power spike much earlier. Remember to use skill trees that complement each other, like Pyromancy and Geomancy, or Aerotheurge and Hydrosophist. My personal favorite is the Pyro-Geo combination. You just watch as the world burns down. Lastly, this game features a co-op mode, so get a friend or 4 and jump in the action together. If there are less than 4 players, another player can command 2 or more characters at once. This game is especially fun when played with friends, as mostly with other games. The game is set in Rivellon, a vast, sometimes deadly world which has 4 main races, and by far, humans are the most aggressive one. And in Rivellon, we have Source. Source is some kind of magic that some people can use inherently, but it kinda makes people go apeshit and murder a bunch of poor farmers. Also, upon using Source, the Voidwalken just spawns wherever it's used. Now, Voidwalken ain't good. They are these bugs that come in all sizes that like to kill and eat people. Thus the Magisters of the Divine Order, who is just as confused as you are about this whole situation, but in an evil way, tries to put an end to it by shackling and sending all Source users to literal concentration camps and hope it just goes away. Oh yeah, they also change you into these mindless lobotomite soldiers. And that's how our story begins. I didn't want to include any more of the story in this video, not any major points anyway, as I would love you guys to experience this beautiful game's beautiful and very well made story by yourselves, not just watch it from a video. Just trust me, this game is worth every cent and every minute you spend on it. So, that's it. There's Divinity Original Sin 2 for ya. Easily one of my all-time favorites, and I highly recommend you guys check the game out. As I said at the start of the video, I took the burden of briefly explaining the game's aspects on myself. Divinity also has a big modding community, with a lot of overhaul mods that change entire skill trees like Odin Blades mods. The replayability of this game is extremely high. Be sure to check out the modding community. Something about the video itself. While I was working on this project, I lost access to the project files twice, and had to redo the entire project from the ground up twice. Consequently, it had its toll on my mental health and I stopped the project for a few months before starting again, and here we are. This video took way longer than it should have. I know some of the background videos have low quality. That's because those recordings are from my old laptop. Sadly, nothing I can do. Thanks for watching the video. Go watch my other garbage videos and most importantly, subscribe. Or I'll eat your babies. This is not a threat. I'm approaching very fast.